Okay, so now we're up to Perik Hey in Tanya. Now it says in the Gemara that was a rabbi, he saw the world to come, or the Mhaba, and he said that he saw a backwards world. The great people were at the bottom, and the simple people were at the top. What are we supposed to learn from that? To strive to be low people? Keep less Torah, keep less mitzvahs? Well, what's going on over here? So it's not about keeping Torah and mitzvahs. It's about your approach and how you keep Torah and mitzvahs, about your intentions, about your attitude. So we're going to learn in this parak about our attitude, our approach, how to actually learn Torah, the right way of learning Torah. Where you're learning Torah for the right reasons, I'll bring you to the top, and not for the wrong reasons, which will bring you to the bottom of Olam Haba. So Tanya says like this: when you learn Torah, your mind is grabbing the knowledge of the Torah, and it's enveloping the Torah in your mind, and your mind is being invested into the Torah. In other words, it's attaching itself. You're attaching your mind to the Torah. And when you attach your mind to the Torah also attaches himself back. You're clinging onto the Torah is clinging onto you. It's a two-way connection over here. And the Tanya says there is no bond more wonderful than this. This is the strongest bond someone can have. Interesting. It says in the Tanya over there, it doesn't matter if it's practical or not. Like, imagine you're sitting down with your spouse, and your spouse tells you something that she wants to do, something that she's interested in. You could say it's one of two things. Or you can say, what? Be real. What are you talking about? Stop speaking nonsense. What are you dreaming about? Or you can take interest in it. And that's the proper approach. You see, these desires, these ideas, they're a part of her or him. And you take interest in it. She's reaching out to you. Reach back. Connect. Attach it one to another. It's very, very valuable. There's no bond greater than that. And on top of that, I would like to say, it doesn't matter how much Torah you're learning. Like if you're learning a Torah that's not practical, so we just said that's very powerful. The bond is very connected, very powerful that you have with Hashem. But also the number of how much you're learning, the quantity, it's not important. Imagine you realize you're having problems with Shalom Bayis, so you take upon yourself every day. I'm going to find out everything that my wife wants, everything that makes her happy, and I'm going to get into it, the ins and the outs, bidi evid. What are you doing? Spend some quality time with her, bond with her. The one thing you get down, that's great. That's what you're bonding with, and that's it. It's not I'm not saying not to do daf yomi, all right? But when you're doing daf yomi, at least take the time to recognize how powerful this bond is you're having with Hashem. In yeshiva, you have two stars. You have the iyun, where you're learning the depths of the Gemara, and you have the bekius, where you're learning the simple understanding of the Gemara without getting to the depths. So you can take the first there is like today I think you'll find that it's also kind of pressured. You have to finish. There's a whole list of commentaries you have to go through. So there's also like a rush over there. But generally speaking, it's like the more deeper you get, the stronger the connections become. You could take that time to, wow, I'm connecting with Hashem. The more I understand, the more I'm connecting, the stronger it's becoming. You also have to learn halacha. So you do daf yomi, you finish the Gemara, you finish the Shas. Okay, it's important, but what's more important is that you're learning to bond with Hashem. There's a story with a Rav Shach. Rav Shach, one time this old man came to him, and he tells him that I'm struggling with my studies because I'm old, and my mind's not what it used to be. So I think Rav Shach was about the same as Rav Shach. Rav Shach said, you know what the difference between you and I is? When you learn the Gemara, the Mishnah that says Shnaim Orzin B'Talis, two people are holding on to a talis. One says that it's mine. The other one says that it's mine. An argument. You remember Rabbi Akiva Eger? He has a comment. He has a question on that Mishnah, and you go over Rabbi Akiva Eger's commentary, his question, other Mefarshim's answers. Once you get down to the bottom of every single commentary on Rabbi Akiva Eger's question, then you're satisfied. He's like, oh, I finished the Mishnah of Shnaim Orchim Betalis. I learned the Mishnah Shnaim Orchim Betalis. This one said it's mine. This one says I found it. This one says I found it. What's the Mishnah say? What's the halacha? Yachloiku, you divide it, you split it into two. Oh, I learned a Mishnah, simple understanding, and I'm satisfied. No Rashi, no Tosfos, no Rabbi Akiva Eger, no Pnei Yoshua. And that's it. So what happens is, if you could it says in the Gemara that a person should always learn Torah, even if it's not for the sake of learning Torah, even if it's not for that sake of bonding with Hashem. It's for and so I'm not saying not to learn Torah because you want to become a Talmid Chacham. But you can see many Talmidei Chacham, if they're learning Torah, they're sitting down to learn Torah and they're just trying to find a way to prove the other one wrong, or to get to the bottom of something, or to put out a book, or to put out something spectacular, or to be able to be someone who could say, I memorized the whole entire Gemara, or I finished the Gemara in this amount of time, how amazing is it? They have all these ulterior motives in their learning. But you have a simple person who can't do any of that. He just sits down in the evening. He says, I can't really learn. I want to learn Gemara. I got an art scroll. He sits down, 20 minutes, half hour, maybe an hour. It's a mitzvah to learn. I'm going to sit and learn Torah for the sake of Hashem. It's a mitzvah. That 1 hour where he's just simply learning Torah elevates him all the way up to the top of Eilam Mappa. The Talmid Chacham, who's learning with all these ulterior motives, he's being drawn down to the bottom of Eilam Mappa until he does tshuva. Once he does tshuva, then he'll go back up there. That's why the Gemara teaches us that even if you have ulterior motives, to learn anyways, because ultimately you'll do tshuva and then you'll be elevated back up. But until then, all those ulterior motives are going to be drawing you down. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll be learning Torah for the right reasons, to bond with Hashem, to connect with Hashem, and it'll give a lot of meaning in our lives, make us feel more connected to Hashem. There's another element that the Tanya says about learning Torah, the difference between learning Torah and other mitzvahs. So we mentioned how when you learn Torah, you're clinging onto Hashem and Hashem is clinging onto you, but it's more than that. You're merging. The Torah is becoming a part of you. The difference between Torah and mitzvos is a difference between food and clothes. If you're hungry, you can't say, I'm going to put on a shirt. I'm still hungry, and put on another shirt, and put on a jacket. You can put on 1,000 garments, you're still going to be hungry. You need to put something in your system. Eat food. You might be able to eat a fruit as opposed to a sandwich, and it'll also satisfy you a little bit. But you have to put something in there. Torah is the only thing that goes into your soul. It's the only spiritual food that we have. There's many flavors. You got Gemara, you got Mishnah, you got Medrash, you got Chumash, you got Chassidus, you got Kabbalah. But only Torah is the one thing that actually absorbs into your godly system. Everything else is like garments. They're over you. They're encompassing you. They're powerful. They're good. But it's not food. You need food also in your life. So we're also merging, bonding with Hashem. And we're also satisfying, giving ourselves food, spiritual food, which will also make us stronger, be able to get closer to Hashem. And with that, we will feel more connected to our godly soul, be able to be mekayim when it says, Ki karei v'lecha davar me'od beficha u'belvavcha la'asoto. And with that, B'ezrat Hashem, Mashiach will come, techef u'miyad mamish.